Have you ever imagined having hair so powerful it could restrain the greatest villains in the universe? Forget everything you know about super strength or telekinesis, because today we're going to dive into one of the most unusual and at the same time fascinating powers in DC Comics. We're talking about a heroine who managed to transform what is normally seen only as aesthetics or vanity into a true weapon of war. Prepare to learn the incredible story of Spider-Girl, also called Wave, a unique character from the Legion of Superheroes who used her hair as lethal weapons and as a symbol of her journey of redemption. Hey clickers, subscribe with the bell activated. Comment which character you want to see here, because today we're going to break down the trajectory of one of the most different and at the same time most underrated figures in DC. The character known as Susapaka comes from the planet Kildor, a world whose fauna and flora developed in a completely different way from Earth. While we humans evolved to use our hands as the main tool for manipulation, the people of Kildor evolved in a unique way. They developed prehensile hair, capable of moving independently with almost unbelievable strength, durability, and precision. On Kildor, controlling one's hair is not a special gift, but rather something common among its inhabitants, just as moving an arm or typing on a keyboard is for us in the United States. This adaptation arose from the need to survive in a hostile environment, full of predators and challenging natural conditions. Thanks to this, the Kildorians learned to use their hair to grab, manipulate objects, defend themselves, and even hunt. Susa, however, stood out from the rest. Her strands were stronger, more resilient, and she possessed a refined, almost artistic control. If for her compatriots hair was a tool, for her it became a weapon. In the comics, her hair functions like extra limbs, able to extend, restrain enemies, form nets, shields, or even sharp blades. It's as if she had dozens of additional arms always at her disposal, all as agile as human hands. Susapaka's first appearance was in Adventure Comics 310, released in July 1963. And curiously, she did not debut as a heroine, but as a villain. In this arc, the young woman was trying to join the Legion of Supervillains, declared enemies of the famous Legion of Superheroes, a group of superpowered teenagers from the 30th century. From this beginning, the character showed the versatility of her capillary powers. She faced the Legionnaires with unexpected techniques, immobilizing adversaries with hair webs, crushing equipment, creating makeshift barriers, and even manipulating fallen weapons on the battlefield. Her skill was so refined that she could switch between brutal attacks and delicate movements, such as picking locks or manipulating small objects, which made her an unpredictable enemy. Despite her debut as an antagonist, the character's narrative potential was already noticeable. Unlike generic villains, Spider-Girl had a complex personality, and over time, this would make way for one of the most remarkable transformations within the Legion's mythology. Susa's life changed radically when she met Colossal Boy, Gim Allen, one of the most popular Legionnaires. The romance between the two began unexpectedly, almost improbably. On one side, an exemplary hero, on the other, a former villain with a dubious reputation. But it was precisely this relationship that became the engine of her evolution. In love with Colossal Boy, Susa began to rethink her choices and question her loyalty to crime. Moved by the desire to redeem herself and be worthy of the man she loved, she abandoned the path of villainy and sought acceptance with the Legion of Superheroes. This transition was not easy at all. The Legionnaires were suspicious of her intentions, and many did not accept that someone who had once fought against them could now become an ally. However, Susa repeatedly proved her worth in dangerous missions, using her power creatively to save innocents and protect her new companions. In one of the classic timeline stories, her relationship with Colossal Boy matured to the point of culminating in marriage, officially making her part of the Legion family. This detail, however, is important to highlight. In later timelines, such as Post-Crisis or the New 52, this marriage was undone or altered. In other words, the romance exists and was significant, but it did not remain in all of DC's realities. Over time, Susapaka left her villainous facet behind for good. Upon joining the Legion, she came to be recognized not only as Spider-Girl, but also as Wave, a new codename that symbolized her heroic phase. Her capillary abilities continued to be a valuable asset, especially in situations where improvisation was necessary. Few characters in DC possess such a unique and versatile power. While many heroes depend on super strength, heat vision, or telepathy, Spider-Girl used what for us would just be a part of the body, the hair, as her most lethal weapon. She became an example of redemption, showing that even those who started on the wrong side can change, mature, and find a place among heroes. Her journey is one of the most interesting precisely because it is a learning curve. From a forgotten villain to an honored member of the future's greatest team of superpowered youths. Despite not being as well remembered as Saturn Girl, Brainiac 5, or Cosmic Boy, Spider-Girl remains a cult character within the Legion of Superheroes. She symbolizes the idea that power doesn't have to come from accidents, mutations, or mystical artifacts, but can simply be part of a species' nature. Furthermore, her redemption arc and her relationship with Colossal Boy help to add depth to the Legion's narrative, bringing themes like love, trust, forgiveness, and second chances into a group that often deals only with grand cosmic battles. Did you enjoy learning about the incredible trajectory of Spider-Girl? Hair that restrains, that protects, that attacks, and that, above all, symbolizes the transformation of an entire life. From a forgotten villain to a respected legionnaire, Susapaka is one of those characters who may seem secondary, but who, when observed up close, reveal one of the most human and captivating arcs in DC Comics. So, don't forget, leave your comment below saying what you thought of Spider-Girl's story and which other DC or Marvel character you'd like to see explored on our channel. Your like is essential for our content to reach more people. Share this video with your friends who also enjoy comics. Thanks.
Hey kid, don't ever let them get inside your head. They'll tell you what to do in life instead of everything you know that you could get. Don't let them guide your life towards regret.